empath read. So grateful that you could join us today. All right now, y'all. Hope you're having a fantastic experience in life and all is well and blessed. Okie dokie. So I was going to say, let's start with this card because I'm being very patient to receive the messages. Patient. The angel's message to us for this week. Patience. I can resonate. Again, I always say in these videos, if I use my example, it's so that you could put it into a framework that works best for you, for your own, situation. For me, I'm at that fiery point where I'm just like, nope, not taking it. I'm not going to keep smiling and say, because I'm spiritual, I'm supposed to all the time be. No, man. When it comes to, I was talking about this with a friend last week. Silent violence is not okay. Okay? So, silent violence is things like gaslighting someone, using emotional manipulation to get your way, kind of self-centeredness. And for some reason, I am just, there's a fire in me. What came through me this morning is I feel like Jesus at the churches where he's hypocrites, I feel like that. But it could be something within myself. So remember, and I'm going to remember this too, patience is to kind of step back, be really non-attached, non-judgmental, and also to observe all situations and try to see it at all angles. I'm doing my best to be patient, to understand why I have experienced some of the things I have, because I keep trying to think, am I like this? And I'm not like this. So empaths, healers, feelers, thinkers, be realers. Just because somebody is in your reality with something doesn't mean that because that's how you are and that's your karma and you're supposed to cleanse it. Maybe other people believe this, and yes, I think there's something inside of us that we can transmute as we're being shown on the outside. But let me explain opposites. There's opposite energy. Let's say you're extremely empathic, and you might naturally attract someone who's you're extremely selfless. You might attract someone who's really selfish, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so selfish. Let me keep working on it. So you keep overcompensating and you keep giving to the selfish person, and then they take advantage of you, and then you end up frustrated and upset that you're not being seen and heard for who you are, and not valued for who you are, and kind of taken advantage of and not understood, and then it becomes oh, you're the problem, but you're not the problem. The problem is that you're feeding the opposite, thinking that you're supposed to cleanse the karma. But patience in identifying what that is, meaning we're not responsible for everybody's lessons because we're healers and empaths. We may be responsible for being brave enough to speak up. And that's a new thing where some people are oh, you have to be kind. Yeah, you know what I find kind? Being truthful. But be patient, so it comes from a Christ sovereign place, a sovereign place where it's if you're going to tell somebody something or bring up bring justice to injustice, make sure it's coming from a sovereign place before charging through. And because I can feel the fire burning up in me right now, where I'm okay, I got to sit with this and make sure it's charged in the right direction. Let me give you some examples. Somebody's, I don't know, maybe a harasser at work or something, and you know this and you feel this, and I don't know why this is example is coming through, so this might be something someone out there is dealing with. And you want to say something, but you haven't said anything because you're trying to avoid conflict. You want to be the empath, the nice one, want everyone to be happy, no conflict, happy, no conflict. Well, let me tell you what's happening in the silence is violence, okay? In silence, there's stillness and peace, and then there's the other silent, where we don't speak up when spirit is asking us to or showing us identification of something injustice. You sense something, is off at work, in a school, or in your house. It's brave to speak up, but when you come from a place of patience and sovereignty. So that brings me to, so what I mean is make sure you're clear on what to speak up about, but also please, 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 if you're feeling a calling of something, you can make a difference by not being silent. That's what I'm trying to get across, is that for so long I was just silent, praying, thinking that this problem of gaslighting and narcissism was just gonna go away because I'm being nice. Well, it just kept getting worse. So I had to start standing up for myself, which tripped up people that like are used to just pushing me around and make, oh, it's because I'm sensitive and emotional, that's why I should do all the responsibility. No. And neither should anyone. But in this case, mine's a really weird situation that doesn't make any sense. So like it's like deceptionally very strange. So I've had to really learn how to discern. But in your situation, it could just be something like you sense something's going on, or maybe you have the facts. Maybe you have the power to speak up for someone who is suffering in silence. That's my point I'm getting across. Or if you are suffering in silence, sit with God yourself. Get that patient sovereignty so that you can speak the truth clearly and understand it. But honestly, it could set, the truth sets us free. So I don't think it's so much about being an empowered empath. It's so much about being artificially nice, or just nice and like, everybody's fine, and we take things and we push them down and we pretend they don't exist, and we say that, hey, everyone's beautiful. We are all one. Mm-hmm. And that's why I have to say in honesty, we are all one. So therefore, I can feel when things are off. Because if someone else is off, then we're all off. So the more that we don't suffer in silence, the better we're going to empower ourselves as a collective. So a lot of times we box it in, or I'll just hang out with the like-minded, and you just hang out with the like-minded. The evil people hang out with the good people, or whatever it be. It's not about evil and good. It's more about just energy of high vibration or low dimensional, whatever. But if you have the power within you, God and Spirit is giving you the power to speak up for bringing clarity to any silent violence. This is really on my heart, y'all. This is really hard to transmute and talk about right now. I was literally getting these messages about how my, and this is personal, but my physical body is having to go through 10 years of transformation right now because I didn't do that before. I didn't know how to do that before. I just kept sitting in violent silence, meaning like silently just let people push me around, gaslight me. And it's not that I even knew that that's what was happening. And I tried to speak up and then it wouldn't go well. So if you've been in that situation, that's what I mean. Have the patience so that Spirit can lead you. Because now, like, working with God, I find that I can, boom, hit the mark with people where it's based off truth, not based on my ego. It's based on the truth setting people free. So bringing it to sovereignty. So please, 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 by all means, if you need to speak up for yourself or someone else, don't worry about being pretty and nice. Like, sit there quietly, pretty, and smile. Please. I don't care if you cry. I don't care if you get upset. Don't do it from a place of disempowerment, but please, by all means, speak up if you need to, okay? So we got the solar plexus, which is the fire of the core. I'm feeling it here. I'm feeling it coming through me right now. So anyway, our breath shelters us through the birthing of what we are to become. Nice. Breathing up the words we hear. My thoughts, breathing out, are golden. My thoughts are golden. Yeah. So when you can get clear on what it is, that's the patience. So you can breathe to become better, which is empowered, let's say, in the situation, and not sit through silent violence or whatever it be, y'all. It's just this new theme that I'm focused on. It could be that you don't go out and have fun, and you don't listen to your intuition. You back off, you do this, you do that, patty wax out on a cat kind of thing, and it's not working. Well, with patience and breath work, connecting to what the better you will become, it all becomes golden. So it could be that it's personal silence. Like when you sit in silence, you say negative things about yourself. Well, changing those thoughts can illuminate the situation. And that brings me, and see, my story is I had to learn not to take other people's opinions into my internal spirit. So that's what, going back to what Spirit was saying about having to transmute the energy from my body, is I've been listening to other people's opinions. It's been living in my body, and it's been like, my body's like, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. So be careful, be patient with yourself, and be careful not to accept what people say about you. They're not coming from a place of love or sovereignty or truth. And in the same way, be patient if you're the one speaking up. That's what I kind of want to get to. Make sure it's coming from a really true, like, authentic, unconditional, loving place. And my clarification here that I'm aiming for, which these words are not fully conveyed, I'm really working on this. A friend and I, we went deep, like a deep conversation to figure out how to put this into song in a simple way. But just paying attention to what really is your truth, and if it's not, speaking up, but making sure not to do it from a place of feeling disempowered or impatient or upset or whatever. Come from a real sovereignty place, whether it is to override your own thoughts about yourself or others, or whether it is to purge out other beliefs. Maybe people have told you your whole life how you're always strange or something like that. Like, I had weird stuff like that, and it was really affecting me because yesterday was my birthday, for example, and we went out to the springs, and most people just jump in the springs. So people are like, oh, you just have to jump in. I said, yeah, I'm not most people. And so actually, I'm going to be me, and I'm going to do it differently, and I'm going to slowly adjust the water. Well, this is the first time in the springs I could actually swim more than 20 seconds and not feel like I'm going to freeze, because I actually did it the way my intuition was saying. If you're the turtle, you'll win the race. Don't worry about it. Take your time, and if you adjust each body part in frequency, in patience, you'll get to that place where you can swim like a mermaid or whatever. And so that happened. But I witnessed people were kind of like shocked because that's not the norm. So I was like, nope, I'm gonna stick to it. And and the guy's like, you're halfway there. It's only taken 75 minutes, or whatever. And joking around, I said, well, I have faith in myself because I'll get to swim more than 20 seconds, so it's worth it. And I did! And secretly I was like, man, I want this person to see this so they can see, like, the power of when we believe in ourselves, believe in others, the power of encouragement, the power of doing things you're like in resonance to truth within you. And that's what I mean about be patient. If you don't know, just be you, that's powerful. But if you don't know who you would be, you take some time to sit with that and get to know that more intimately. And then speak from a place of sovereignty. But by all means, please do not sit through silent violence. If somebody has put in these thoughts like, you're just a weirdo, you should just zip your mouth and not say things because that's so weird, for example. Or you were told, you're meant to be seen and not heard, and so you just shut down. I mean, this is silent violence, y'all. This is a violence within yourself because you're being silent when you're meant to speak. So that's what I mean. Or if there's someone that needs to be spoken up for and Spirit is giving you that push to do it, make sure to come from a place, my suggestion, that's empowered through your breath, golden illuminated thoughts, because you want the best outcome. Like, we want the best outcome for all involved. We want the person that maybe is hurting others to recognize that they may be hurting inside themselves, and to kind of set that boundary so that they also get helped, and then the other person gets freed from having to sit silently through it. So it's just on my heart for some reason for the last week or so to really talk about this particular topic, and it feels kind of raw, but we'll be I'll be transcending it with God to try to simplify it the best I can, because it's already going on. I can see 13 minutes, and I'm like, come on, wrap it up. But please make sure to come from a place of sovereignty. But I am inspiring, let's speak up when we're called to speak up, okay? And be yourself, and give yourself permission to discover that if you don't know what that is, because it is what the world needs. Yay! And then also sacred sounds. Now, I listen to binaural beats every day. I play them at the house, which is also a center where I do sessions and stuff. Got my attunement from Jesus in heaven, all that jazz, and do session work. And so playing like binaural beats or high frequency music is just really good for the nervous system and so many other things. So if you're going through a lot, and you're working on getting that patience, some sound healing with it, or yoga or meditation or something like that will be very good for you. Also, nurture. So this makes me think of, like, yesterday, like, nurturing the inner child. Like, my son's comment to me I asked at the end, like, to talk about our favorite parts and also authentically something that he likes about his mom. And he was like, the fact that I'm an adult, but I'm so childlike, and like, because we're hanging out, but we're also hanging out with like kids his age, and they're laughing at my jokes, and you know, people are opening up to me, all ages and whatever. And so he noticed that. He was like, Mom, you're like fun like a kid, but responsible like an adult, kind of thing. So it's good to nurture your inner child and play some. I hold a lot of responsibility, and sometimes like I need to take a break. So I actually gave myself permission on my birthday to do that, and it was worth it. But now today it kind of feels like I'm catching up. It's so worth it. So take care of your inner child, take care of yourself, take care of your children if you got those. Make sure to play, self-care. I definitely am ready for the self-care part next, but you know what I mean? Like, make sure to do that, some sound healing, some patience, and then get to that place of sovereignty. So, our last card, wrapping it up, so that you may reach your victory. Okay? And it says, your prayers have been heard and answered, have faith. So, take care of your inner child, self-care, healthy nervous system, alignment to the divine. Be patient with things, and also developing into your best self, And also, if you got to speak up for others or speak up for yourself, but becoming our best selves, becoming what I like to call the true organic ascended self, being your true self, and then having that solar power, okay, to illuminate your thoughts. And then as you proceed from there, from a very sovereign place, there is victory. All right, woo! Everybody have a victorious week this week. I'm so grateful you could be here with us. So grateful for it all. We're going to keep it rolling. I love it. So if you like our channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification button so you can get all our upcoming videos. And also, if you'd like to leave a comment or, hit that like button, we're totally cool with that. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Love to feel it. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this week, and have a super blessed week. And may it be patient, full of self-care, alignment to the divine, empowerment in your thoughts, and unfolding to your true self, into your victories. All right. Namaste. Many blessings.